Alright. Shit, it's a fan garbage? Smell yeah. Part 2. I had a crackhead Jack Russell digging in my cardboard box garbage. He thinks there's bugs under there. What you doing, dog? Fat doggy. Get him. He's digging the cardboard pieces. I burned those. Potash for the garden. That's another video. So anyway, we're getting back to coffee grinds and all that. This is my separate box actually for the coffee grinds. I don't throw those in there with all the other food. A lot of people do, and there's no problem with that. The only reason why I do is because this time of year I like adding like just handfuls of used coffee grinds to my tomatoes and peppers, which I put in way too late. But they're growing like crazy in the backyard, and they love it. And another cool thing is a lot of pests don't like coffee grinds. So you can scoop out a handful of your spent coffee grinds and sprinkle them around your plant, and it will repel a lot of pests. We have a slug problem in Florida. They're not too keen on coffee grinds. So more coffee grinds, less pests. Works great. And the plants love it. Yeah, it's cool. I have got my filters in there too. I have unbleached coffee filters that we use. And so I just tear it up and dump it all in the garden and all that stuff. So my other container I use, it's just a little container, and then I have a bigger one. But usually it's small, because the problem is I get forgetful. I'm always busy. And if it's small like this or this, once it gets full, it forces you to go out and take care of business. And so, and you have to have a lid, because here we got fruit flies and all that crap, so I always have to cover this stuff up. But I just brought this out for an example. I think there's spent mango leaves, banana peels, coffee filter, and some other crap. But it actually breaks down really quick, believe it or not. And it will, because spring has sprung in the whole country, and eventually it's going to get warm enough so whatever you put in the ground will break down very quickly. And believe me, it's useful, because if I could go back out there again right now, I'll try to later, when it gets warm, it breaks down in the earth really, really quick. Again, like I've always said, don't overthink shit. Just dig a hole and dump all your crap in there. I mean, been doing that for centuries, right? We didn't have to go to Home Depot and buy 2x4s and all this crap and put all this stuff up, and here's a percentage of dry to green and all that garbage. Just, my best advice is take a walk, see what nature does. Because if I could go out to my avocado tree now, you'd see my little baby lemon and banana and all that stuff is buried in dry brown avocado leaves that have been falling down on it forever. I don't touch them. Yeah, and some people go by and go, oh, it looks messy. You know, you're not raking your leaves, and you're not putting them in a pile and making everything all perfect. No, I'm not, because that's the way nature made shit. Here's how nature made shit. Keep the ground covered. So if you have no way to keep it covered somehow. Subject number 2, garbage. Not just about food garbage. Paper garbage. You all got your kids at home? Keep them busy. Give them a pair of scissors, but make them sit down. Don't let them run around with it or something like that, because kids are stupid nowadays. And snip mommy's paper or rip it up. Put it in the bucket so I can go dump it out for some mulch. It works out actually great for seedlings. I had a major clean out about over a year ago when we moved in here, because I had a lot of magazines and all this crap stacked up that I didn't want, and I just obliterated all of it, cut it up, shredded it, you name it, and it was my mulch. And then I use yard scraps, because I have useless palm trees. You can see it over there. That thing sheds like a terrible hairy dog. But when it falls down, I clip it, and then I cut up the pond fronds, and I use it for mulch. I have a video on that for Floridians. Most people don't have that. But it doesn't matter. It works the same in your area. Whatever sheds and drops stuff, don't rake it up. Put it in bags and stick it to your curb. Use it. That's why nature did this. Nature sheds stuff out to cover the ground for a reason. And if you start treating your property that way, you will be able to grow a lot of really cool food. You know, you don't have to go and get, fertilizers, pesticides, this, that, and the other thing, blah, blah, blah. Once the ecosystem straightens itself out, crap, one of my favorite sheets hit the floor, you'll be fine. You don't have to do shit, basically. You really don't. I don't. Like, I was praying for water today only because we've been so dry for so long and the sky was crazy. Seems like it's awfully gray and silvery lately if anybody hasn't been looking up and paying attention. Because they're distracted by other crap you see on TV. But haven't gotten that much rain. And usually this time of year, rainy season starts. Thank goodness the rain started today. But, rainwater, this is the thing that your garden loves. It's got a lot of cool stuff going for it, Yeah, you water and do your whole drip thing and all that garbage. Now, nature has its cycles, you know what I mean? And so the thing is, like I've said before in other videos, I actually, aside from little plants that I get started, I'm an in-ground grower. Once I go in ground, I rarely ever water. And it's almost like plant abuse, but it's not. Because it makes the plants think, I gotta fend for myself. My roots have to get deeper, I have to go find water, all that stuff. You're not doing your plants a favor by constantly watering them morning, noon, and night. I know right now with shtf, you're gonna have to probably do that. But I've been at it for a long time, so I don't. But keep that in mind. Once you get the rhythm of things and you learn about it, don't do it. And again, the compost in the ground thing works great. Now, this whole thing with compost in the ground, like you say, you have a whole bed of peppers or tomatoes, whatever. They spread their roots out pretty far and well. And so don't just jam the shovel down, where the roots are spreading out and all that. And they're like, I'm going to put a pile of crap in there and everything else, cover it up. And good luck to the tomatoes, right? No. You have to kind of judge the size of your plant, how far out you think the roots went, and then dig little holes and put them everywhere. But the truth is, you can dig holes quite far from your plants, dump your waste in there, cover it up, and the worms will do the magic for you. It's actually really cool. And if you just let nature do its magic and you go back to it after a while and just gently put a little shovel or whatever and push some dirt aside, you'll see bunches of worms. They'll come. If you feed them, they will come. So, yeah. Anyway. And then the other thing I was going to say too is there's a lot of people that emailed me actually recently, like, Nikki, I don't have any property at all. I can't compost. I can't do that. Got a solution, and it's amazing. You can still save your scraps in containers on your kitchen counter or whatever, closed up. And then what you do is, it's kind of cool. High-speed blender. Look, they're kitchen scraps, man. It's just vegetables and all. It's not gonna poison you. It's the cut ends off your broccoli, your carrots, your greens that you don't, which I don't know why you wouldn't eat. Beets. You can eat the greens, people. Stop cutting them off and throwing them out. The ends of lettuce, cabbage, like the outer leaves, you're like, these are no good. Gotta get rid of them before I cook it. Okay, fine. Put them all in the container and put them in a high-speed blender, like, we have an N Blast. Can't say the name, I guess. I don't know. And add a little water. and you make a slurry, a smoothie. You make a vegetable crap, garden crap smoothie. Your vegetables, oh boy. That's like do they have a veggie hub? Like a porn hub? Porn hub for vegetables. There you go. They'll love it. Make it a smoothie, do it up, add lots of water, and then pour it over your vegetables. Can do that. It's like a quick hillbilly compost smoothie, maybe? Yeah. And then the other thing I was going to tell you too is, if you don't want to do that, get a tub or a bucket, throw your weeds, your food scraps, your whatever, cover it up with water, let it sit there a couple of days, filter it off, add some water to it, dilute it. I do half and half if it's only been a few days. It's not that strong. And water your vegetable garden with it. They'll get the good nutrients from the vegetable scraps that you wasted. I could do literally 2 more hours of this just on that subject. Because this only grows like that because I feed it what nature wants. Right, guys? Gotta learn that. Just all you have to do, like everybody asks me, what do I do? And to me, it's so simple. What you do is you go outside for your walk because you're in jail now. If you're allowed to go for a walk. And start observing what nature actually does. Then you watch the most successful plants and trees and everything else and how they became that way, and then you try to copy it. And when you try to copy nature a little bit, you'll be able to feed yourself a lot of it. Works for me. Alright, I love you guys. Stay green. And a little wild and dirty doesn't hurt either. And today, wet. Still got my wet hair. Love you guys.